Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, Roads to Power. So in today's episode we're going to be continuing this contract. We also just had our son born. Alright, excellent. He didn't get any of our traits, unfortunately. So based on one of your guys' suggestions, we're going to name him Wolfgar. This is because of that incident we had with the wolf that took our leg. So I thought it was a nice name. I think it means wolf spear. So I think this is the next trait event for Magni. So he's got the zealous trait. Well, it's interesting and quite a bit different than his father in a way. I guess he's kind of been playing as a bit of a zealous character, but he doesn't have the zealous trait, or we could instead make him calm. Honestly, I think this is the better way to go because zealous is still kind of similar to how we've been playing Magnus. And so if he's got the brave trait and Magnus, despite not having a zealous trait, he's kind of been acting as a zealous character just because that's how things have developed in this playthrough. While calm is quite the opposite of his father. So yeah, let's go with this. Just to change things up a bit, that does result in us gaining a little bit of stress here. And it seems that there's plague in Ireland. Alright, so we're traveling through an area that's suffering from plague, and thus we can drink the water and get a 42% chance of getting consumption, or press on, and thus we'll have this -50 to travel safety for the journey. I think that's the better option rather than risking it. You guys know that we have had terrible success with the RNG, and we got this lovely event again. We got it twice last episode, and that was, I think, the 5th time we got it in the series, something like that. Our daughter has learned the local language, so we say smart girl, we'll get prestige, she'll get prestige. We can try and learn it ourselves. That's a learning challenge, so we're probably going to fail. Or we could tell her to get that foreign muck out of your mouth. I think we're just going to go with this option here. And we also had this event last episode, so again, just seeing those same travel events, and part of this is because of the low safety. But regardless, I just don't think this is good game design. Who wants to see the same events over and over again? And it looks like she got wounded from that fight with Ganuba. And unfortunately, because we were traveling through these provinces suffering from plague, Ulfr has died of consumption. So he was 52 years old. He didn't have any children, even after we got him a wife. That is Emunder's educator. So now we have to find somebody else to educate him. He has not gotten any of his traits yet. Just has that curious childhood trait. He's 9 years old, so he should start getting his traits soon. We could educate him ourselves, but that diplomacy is really the issue. We have such low diplomacy, so not the best option, guys. So let's go and sort this by diplomacy, and yeah, maybe we'll have her do it. Her learning's not high, but she has fantastic diplomacy. So really the best option here. So we'll send that proposal off, which she'll accept. So it seems our followers are questioning our decision to have Aki as our second in command, and that is because he's not doing well. He also has consumption, and it looks like he's dying. And so with all his skills reduced and just all the other negatives he has here, he has become reclusive in his old age. He's also infirm, and then he loses some of that prowess from being old. And so just overall he's not that impressive, though surprisingly, look at that martial, it's still pretty good despite all these negative traits here. But basically our followers want us to appoint somebody else as our second, and each of them is offering something. So Haraldur is offering his loyalty. This will result in us getting a strong hook on him, and he has an average aptitude. Instead, we can leverage both Theodor's work ethic. She would also have the average aptitude, and should get this modifier working self to death for 20 years. That might be enough to increase her aptitude so that it's much higher. And then there's Ganuba, who already has evident skills, and his aptitude would start at good. So it seems like any of these are good options. Ganuba already holds a lot of positions, and he's a bit older. She's the spouse of one of our champions who has consumption as well, so we're going to be losing a lot of characters because we went through that territory. In fact, we're going to be losing both of our giants. Now, they were both quite old. I'm most concerned about our children. Yeah, our daughter has consumption. Looks like Magni is safe. Everybody else is fine. Our wife is fine as well. Yeah, overall, going through that territory twice, going through it the first time and then leaving was not the best way to do that. We should have traveled around it. I wasn't even paying attention, but that's one thing you do need to watch for, is the plague in the lands that you're you're traveling through. We could have avoided as well just going by sea, up through this way or coming up around here. If we were a more loyal and compassionate man, we might let him keep his post here, because he's already old and he's probably going to die. So, just let him keep his honor for the little bit of life he has left, but I don't know that Magnus would do that. So let's just go with one of these three, and we're going to appoint Ganuba, because I'm worried that if she gets this working cell to death, then the extra stress could result in her getting a bunch of penalties, and she just wouldn't be as good at that position. So yeah, Ganuba will be the guy, so he'll be quite grateful. And our key here is dying and been dishonored, and yeah, it's kind of a shame. And I feel like Magnus is getting what he deserves. He has outlived his daughter, and feel bad for her. She did not have a long life, and I was really curious to see how she'd develop. She had some interesting events, but this is kind of what Magnus deserves. He's a monster. He just treats everybody horrible. Criminal. Last episode we focused quite a bit on doing the crime. So I need to start paying attention to the travel plan, because that probably wasn't even the quickest way to go. And so we went through the plague lands unnecessarily. But yeah, I didn't even really pay attention to what we were doing there. We did just get a martial perk. We have arrived into this location. Excellent, we got that hook and completed the contract. Now that we finished up the Overseer branch, we need to either continue down this one or go down the Gallant. I don't really think that this one's fitting for our character. So we're going to continue down the Strategist, and I think the first one to get is Engineered for Destruction. That increases naval speed, which, if I move the way we're supposed to be moving, we'll be taking our ships a lot more often. But most importantly, it increases siege weapon effectiveness. I guess we don't have any siege weapons yet, but we do have the ability to get an additional men-at-arms, and we said we'd do that after we finished up that mission. We did not leave as many soldiers behind as we generally did, so had much better luck. What I did not realize is we don't actually have access to siege engines. Our culture doesn't have it researched yet. So in that case, I think it makes most sense to get another unit to the Varangian veterans, just because look at their stats compared to any other units. And you can also get the Huskarls, because they're pretty solid. But they're definitely the better of the two. But yeah, I just don't think it makes sense to get the Bondi here. Honestly, I feel like the Pikemen are better. They have both higher damage and higher toughness, quite a bit higher. And really all you're getting is the pursuit. And the terrain effects are different, but they also get these penalties, while the Pikemen just get bonuses. So I really feel like the Pikemen are better. We have some Vigmen already. Could get the Light Horsemen for the pursuit and the screening. But yeah, I think this is easily our best option, guys. These units here are solid because of all the bonuses that we have. And then we want to go ahead and refill those using our provisions. It's going to cost 624. I thought that was a little cheap. That's because we never did increase the size here. My bad, guys. So let's go ahead and increase their size up. And then we're going to have to wait to use this. We could do the Scrape the Barrel. We haven't done that yet. Inspiring our followers at an 80% chance of success. Seek volunteers. That's a 100% chance to be successful, but you will spend 50 prestige. Or we can impress our mercenaries, 88% chance, and we'll lose 2 dread. You know what, let's just spend the prestige, make sure that we get those additional troops. We got this Aches and Pains event again. So I think we should go for this event, because remember, it will improve our pavilion for a discount, and it does it immediately. So it's already completed. So if we take a look at our new pavilion, we've gone from level 2 to level 3. That allows us to get another men-at-arms regiment. Also grants us increased provisions capacity. We get another building slot, 10% men-at-arms toughness, and 2% more travel safety. So overall, that's pretty solid. We're also being offered a betrothal here between our son and this Jarl's daughter. So this is the Jarl that's over here. So I believe we've only done contracts against him, right? Yeah, he's not a patron. So his issue is that he has so many daughters. She's already got 1 county under her control. Is she set to inherit anything? No, it doesn't seem like it. But yeah, he has 3 other daughters who need a spouse, and she doesn't have a spouse yet either. And so he's offering one of his daughters, his second eldest, to us. And she seems pretty solid just based on the traits we can get here. She's comely, she's quick, her personality traits are arrogant, shy, and sadistic. So Magnus would get along with her fine, I suppose. Her martial's 12, Everything else really isn't all that impressive, so that's unfortunate. So not as good as our spouse is when it comes to her very high intrigue. But I really like that she has those solid inheritable traits. This results in alliance. She's not lowborn, so we're definitely going to accept this, guys. So we've already arranged a betrothal for our eldest son. Let's actually go and start moving back south here. Not sure how much longer we'll stay in the British Isles. That's going to cost a lot of provisions. We had a couple things happen while on the road. First of all, our concubine is now pregnant. So the first child that we were having with her. And then we have this event, Eyes in the Night. Morning brings a report that a man-eating beast has struck again. Another follower butchered, most of the man's corpse found next to the central fire pit where the large animal left him. The sentries can't get a look at the damn thing. Whatever it is, it's got a taste for us, and seems smart enough to follow after us during the day or early evenings. I cast my eyes to the carpet of hills we weave through, each breaking easy sight to the opposite side, making it easy for an animal terror to stalk after us. Watching, waiting, hunger slowly building for its evening meal. So we can tighten the watch. At worst, the beast will eat a few of your named followers. This is a martial challenge with a 95% chance that we'll successfully intercept and dispatch the beast. We'll get 75 prestige and every adult follower will increase their opinion of 20. 4% chance that 2 of our named characters die. Instead, we can say, I shall take its head. You pursue the beast personally, risking potential death in exchange for prestige. Depending on what it is and how large it actually is, this may be fairly easy or very, very hard, and you cannot back down once you set out. We'll lose stress, which we don't have, because we are a hunter and brave. We can also just say, as long as it doesn't eat anyone important, in which case there's a 50% chance that those 2 characters die, and we'll gain stress because we're brave. Let's go with this one. It's just really fitting for Magnus. Of course he would do this. He'd go after the beast himself. We'll probably die. And the man-eating beast turns out to be another wolf, which is quite fitting considering the fact that it was a similar beast that took Magnus's leg. He looks quite worried, like this one's going to take his other leg. So we can't afford to wait another night to outrun the thing. Gathering my hunting party, I intend to end this, and to do so this very morning. The beast's tracks are soft and difficult to follow, but unmistakably canine. After nearly an hour, we crest the rise of a tall hill where the footprints simply seem to vanish. A fierce growling to our rear prompts me to wheel round, where I am confronted by a large wolf. Eyes aflame with feral hunger, teeth snapping, thick gobbets of saliva flying from its maw. The creature, its trap spun, rakes into a sprint. Sounds like we're not alone. I really don't know that a wolf would attack a group of armed men here. Anyways, we have 2 options. We can either circle around and surround it. This is a martial challenge, in which case we're going to be using our numbers to our advantage. This tactic has a 95% chance to work. Or we say have at the beast, a prowess challenge with a 97% chance of being successful. There's no difference here, so we're going to go with this option. That'll increase opinion with every follower by 38, because we'll be their savior. And I'll also get 350 prestige. We have arrived back in Jorvik, so let's go ahead and visit the castle holding. Again, start with that story. And we did increase our diplomacy by 1. Alright, so we are currently at just 4, so still not very high. We have the money, so we'll see if there's anybody who might want to recruit here. This character's got very good diplomacy and learning. That's areas where we kind of lack in our camp. Also not as old as this character here, who does have good intrigue and learning, but yeah, I don't think it's worth hiring people who are really old. So in his case, he'd cost 90. Good God, it just seems like they keep getting more expensive. I think it's based off of the location. But we do have the money, and we need more followers. He could also act as an okay knight, not as good as some of our other ones. But I think we're going to go ahead and pay him and get him recruited. If we had waited to go to the garrison, this is who we could have recruited. This guy's got good martial, but otherwise not fantastic. This guy's got very good prowess. His isn't bad either, but it's the same as the character we did recruit. Yeah, he's got pretty good prowess. He's also got decent diplomacy. Yeah, we don't have the money to pay either of them. We could do a round of dice. We haven't done that yet. It's a 44% chance that we'll be successful. Get 30 gold. Why not? And we lost. Not surprising. So that's the first time we've tried that out. So let's go back, and then we need to get supplies. We're running quite low at the moment. And as usual, we're not going to pay for those supplies. Although the guards were summoned. So we got wounded and have a rivalry with her. Alright, so that's the first time that that has happened. So he's been wounded again. Hopefully our doctor will treat that well. We could just gather the provisions. I suppose that's what we'll do. Can't attempt suicide. Obviously that's not what Magnus is going to do. So once again we'll go with the prowess challenge. 605 provisions is what we got. Alright, excellent. I think we will do this boundary dispute. We've seen that these are pretty quick to finish up, and it's very close. So another reason to complete that. We have a few requests we can make now that we're in this new area here. Although with 2 of these we're not close enough. But we can make a request of this Earl. We have 47 gold. Just rent a night. I think we're gonna go for the gold. Could always use more money, especially now because we're a bit broke. Until we get this contract completed. And our wound was successfully treated. Fantastic. So again we got the crumbling walls. So we could do the stewardship challenge or the prowess one, which is definitely the best of the choices here since it increases the prowess. And you get it done without too much work there. Alright, so our prowess is sitting at 50 now. Excellent. So I wanted to get into the 50s, and we have completed that objective. So another one of our followers is suffering from a hangover. In this case, it's Bothilder. Her husband has still not died, and he's been lasting a while. Much longer than our other giant did. So we can slow down for her, we can laugh at her, kick her horse into gear, or trot on leaving her to her misery. I think this is the option we did last time. However, since her husband's about to die and she's going to be quite lonely afterwards, maybe Magnus is thinking about warming her bed. And so in this case he's going to slow down for her and take that stress. So she'll be grateful. So that when her husband dies, maybe we can make her our concubine. So I completed one of those hired muscle house contracts off camera, and it seems that her husband has died. Though it says that he was unable to carry his own massive frame, and I think he actually probably died from that consumption there. And so now if we wanted to, we could make her into our concubine, which is what we're gonna do. She does have that intelligent trait, so it'd be really nice if we can have a child with her. She's still young enough that she could have children. So Magnus has now reached the age of 40, still quite healthy, but I think it's about time for him to switch his camp purpose. This will be the first time that we've done this. We've been at the swords for hire since the beginning. I think we're going to become freebooters and focus a bit more on the criminal contracts. This will unlock several upgrades that will be quite useful, including the mortician's tools. Gain gold from your battle victories in any battles that end in the county or camp. Also increases the natural dread. There's the ransom cages that I wanted, but this requires that you have the baggage train, and also unlocks upgrades to buildings that we already have, like the roaring campfire and the proving grounds. So I think this is the best choice here. This does have a very steep cost in prestige, 1,000, but we have 1754, so now is a good time. So let's go ahead and get one of those new upgrades, and I think we're going to start with the mortician tools. So this will get us the gold from our battle victories. Also gets natural dread. We're currently sitting at 85, so it's not going to boost it by much, but it helps a little bit. This is only going to cost 60 gold as well, so it's quite cheap. And then next we might want to get the upgrade that we got for the proving grounds, which is all the way down here at the bottom. It's the stick game. Night effectiveness per intrigue skill 1%. So that'd be a very nice bonus here since our intrigue's 19. And then also a 20% bonus to the scheme secrecy. That's something that's always pretty low when we do these missions. You might have also noticed that our outfit has changed again. Let's go ahead and travel over to here. Just so we'll be a little bit closer to this event, this contract to mug the wealthy citizens. So we're going to do that again, since we are now freebooters. So we're going to want to really focus on the criminal contracts. There's also a contract here to tutor a child. That's a learning contract, but we might still try and do it. Our learning's 9, so not fantastic. We visited Office Dyke again, so more martial experience. Our son with our concubine Dorian was just born. He has the hell traits, and of course he's a child of a concubine. And we're going to name him Ivar. So this is how this is going to be set up for this particular contract. And hopefully it goes well. See that the phases aren't really too bad in only 15 days. The success chance can only get to 73% though, and secrecy is 45%, so still higher than it has been in previous missions that we've done. So we're going to want to do that prowess challenge. Best chance of success here. And it did work out, and so we got paid that 50 gold, and of course he's going to hold that grudge against us. So I don't know that we're going to want to complete this after only the 5. I think we should go ahead and do it again, and that gives us more opportunities to rob people too, so there is that. And we generally are successful when we rob people because of that high prowess that we have. So that got us another 50 gold there. We got the final trait event for Magni, so he can be patient, forgiving, or trusting. Well, considering the fact that he's already calm, I think we're going to go with the patient trait. So that'll increase his learning, give him some other bonuses there. So he is brave, calm, and patient. And unfortunately, it seems that his future wife has already become a drunkard. Wow. Because she had to wait a few years for her husband? I don't know, but yeah, that's unfortunate. That decreases her skills, gives her a health penalty. Also, you know, changes the way she looks. Well, our followers just adopted a cat. So we have one more chance to rob somebody, so we'll do that prowess challenge. We could keep going if we wanted to, because the 78% chance isn't that high either, and we already got 11, so might as well go to 15, and that'll get us up to 83%. That's a little bit better. Maybe we could actually succeed at that. I don't know. Alright, so one more phase here, and then we'll attempt to complete it using all of our leverages there, all of our advantages. Alright, so it looks like we were successful. Got paid 128 on top of what we already made from that contract. We can make some requests here. Looks like most of them are too far away. There is this mayor here. We can get some gold from him or get those provisions. Yeah, I guess we'll take the gold. Can always use more of that. And then this mayor here. I think we looked at him before. I'm going to go ahead and take the gold, guys. So it seems that we again have a champion who's a witch. And again, we don't really care about that, so we're just going to boost his opinion with us. And go ahead and pardon him. Give us a plus 15 opinion there. Well, this is an interesting development. Love at first camp. Father, I have a request, stammers my son Magni. Behind him, shyly clinging to my boy's hand, lurks a gangly Anglo-Saxon youth. So this is her here. And she seems to be broken, because she has 7 personality traits, which is making her amazing. Only causes a lot of problems when it comes to the stress and events and stuff, but yeah, look at her skills. I assume this can't be working as designed, as I've never seen a character with more than 4 personality traits. Now, one of these is the childhood trait, so I guess she only has the 6, but still, that's usually not the case, particularly just for some random character with an event like this. This is Sigrid, I really like her, and I was wondering, could she come with us? Her parents too, she can't leave them behind. So her parents would join our camp. They're not as impressive as their broken daughter here. So we have 3 choices. We could say that we could accommodate another family. We'll lose 600 provisions, but our son will be grateful, and this will be his childhood crush. So this would not break his betrothal. I'm not sure how I feel about this now. She still does have those 2 traits, but yeah, with her being the drunkard and the penalties that comes with that. I mean, overall, her skills are still fine, but of course with this character, I mean, she's just so fantastic due to the many personality traits that she has. We could instead say you will stop seeing her this instant, we'll lose stress because we're sadistic, or say surely just a seasonal fling, you'll get over it. I don't think Magnus would care if his son was seeing a girl. Yeah, why would he care about that? Might actually be happy about it, so I don't know. So we need to get another upgrade building, so we're gonna work on that one for the proving grounds. Down here at the bottom, the stick game. I think that'll be quite useful to have. And then I suppose we'll do this tutor child one next, just because it's so close. So we'll travel over there. There are quite a few other contracts available, including that one to abduct a foe. So we can actually do alright in this one because we don't have to rely on our learning. We could do the prowess challenge here. And so we actually increased her prowess, but we're not going to get that option every time. This one would only be a 39% chance of success. Can't do that because we don't have the scholar trait. Or we can say, Irina, your time to shine, which relies on her skill. And so she has an 89% chance of succeeding, and she did. Excellent. So now with the next one, we can use our intrigue, 64% chance, but it's just really better to go with this one here, I think, since it has the highest chance of success. And we just want to succeed at this. It's such a shame that we're not able to do these contracts as a landed character, because there are landless characters roaming around when you're playing as a regular character, but unfortunately you can't offer contracts to them. The developers did explain why they made it this way, just because it'd be too complex. Basically every contract you'd have to do two sides of it, you know, as both the landless character and as a landed one, and so it would add a lot of work, and thus overall they would have a lot less contracts in the game. So we have quite a few things we can do here if we wanted to stay in England. And we have several contracts here. We could also travel to the mainland where there's several contracts available. I'm sure we'll find even more if we just wanted a change of setting. So let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. So hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.